Good morning, grade 3. Our lesson today, lesson 84. Open your book, page 83. Connect, look at the student's work, blue, identify what the student did correctly and what they did wrong. Then solve the problem on your own. Use the line plot to figure out how many students jumped higher than 34 centimeter. This line plot, highest students jumped above ground. Note x equal 1 student. Student response according to the line plot, a student jumped higher than 34 centimeters. So, just after 34, higher than 35 and 36 and 37 and 38. How many students in 35? 1, 2. How many students in 36? No, 0. So, just after 1, count the student of 37. 1, 2, 3, 4. And the student of 38. 1, 2. The all students equal 2 plus 4 plus 2 equal 8 students. What did the student do right? He count of student jump higher than 34 centimeter. What did they do wrong? He count number of students jump 34 centimeter. What do you think the student made this error? He don't understand what is the record. Okay, solve the problem on your own, explain, think. According to the line plot, 8 students, 2 plus 4 plus 2 equal 8 students. Jumped higher than 34 centimeters. Today we are going to study fractions, which is numerator more than 1. This fraction is called proper fraction. Proper fractions are fractions, a numerator that is less than the denominator. For example, For example, 2 thirds or 4 sixths. This fraction is called proper fraction because this numerator more than 1 and the numerator less than the denominator. This fraction is called proper fraction because the numerator less than the denominator and this numerator more than 1. This fraction 1/5. This fraction is called unit fraction and proper fraction because the numerator less than the denominator. If we have thirds, how many thirds from one whole? This third equal what? 1 whole. Third equal 3. Third equal 1 whole. If we have 2/3, 2/3, we can write is as 2/3 because we have 2 parts, so numerator is 2 and we needed 3 parts to form 1 whole, so denominator is 3. This fraction 2/3 is proper fraction because the numerator less than this denominator. Open your book, page 84. This number line divided into 6 equal parts. Write this first mark is 1/6 or 6s, and second mark 2 6s, third 3 6s, 4 6s, 5 6s, and this one equal the fraction 6 6s. This number line divided into 6 equal parts, each part represents 6. This part represents 6s. The space between 0 and 1. Jump 1 step from 0 to first mark and write 6. Then jump to the next mark. What is the fraction of this mark? Is 2 6s. Take another fractions model. There is square. Draw lines to divide it into forces. 4 forces like this. First part is force, 2 forces, 3 forces, 4 forces. Draw another square divided into 4 equal parts like this. 1, 2, 3. This part force, 2 forces, 3 forces, 4 forces. Draw another square divided into 4 equal parts like this. This force and force and force, this 3 forces, and we shaded 3 parts. This fraction is called 3 forces. When we shaded 3 parts like this fraction is called 3 forces. And draw another square divided into 4 equal parts like this. 1, 2, 3, 4. When we shaded 3 parts, like this. This fraction is called 3/4. Okay? This model represents the proper fraction 3/4 because 3 in numerator less than 4 in denominator. If we have two squares, one of them represents 3/4. First square represents this square 3/4. Shaded of 3 parts. First part, second part, and 3 parts. This fraction is 3/4. And the other represents quarters or fourths. Draw another square divided into 4 equal parts and shaded one part. This fraction is called fourths. We know that they have same denominator and different numerator. The number in denominator 4 and the number of first fraction in numerator 3 and another fraction in numerator is 1. What is the greatest of shaded parts? 3 parts or 1 part? 3 parts greater than 1 part. So this fraction 3/4 more than this fraction fourths represent model fraction. This number line and draw another number line. Represent third and first number line. Divided this number line into 3 equal parts. First part, second part, and third part. From 0 to first mark is called third, and second mark is called 2/3, and this one is called 3/3. Represent third in this number line like this, and another number line represent 2/3 in this number line. So divided this number line into 3 equal parts like this, 1 part, second part, and 3 parts. First mark right, third, second mark 2/3, and this mark right 3/3. We know that 3/3 equal 1. Represents 3 2/3 in this number line. Third, this third equal 2/3. Write first fraction third and write second fraction 2/3. What is the greatest fraction, third or 2/3? Look at the number line. The third, this part equals third, and this 2 parts equal 2/3. Which greatest part is 1/3 like this or 2/3? 2/3 more than third. So third less than 2/3. Note that when comparing fraction with the same denominator, the one with the greater numerator is greater. For example, if we have fourths and 3/4, which greatest fraction? 3/4 more than fourth. Why? Because the denominator the same number and the numerator number 3 more than number 1 in numerator. So fourth less than 3/4 or 3/4. Another example, sixes and 4/6. Which greatest fraction? Sixes or 4/6? This sixes less than 4/6. Why? Because the denominator the same number and 4 in numerator in this fraction more than the number 1 in this fraction in numerator. Another example, 2/10 and 3/10. Which greatest fraction? 2/10 or 3/10? 2/10 less than 3/10. Why? Because the same denominator number 10 and the number in 2 in numerator first fraction more less than the number 3 in this fraction in. Back to our book, page 84. Draw a model for each fraction and then compare using less than or more than. You may draw number lines or pictures if you use your fractions kit model. Draw a representative of that also. Number 1, draw a model and compare. First, draw these two fractions divided first fraction into 8 equal parts like this, and divided into second fraction to 8 equal parts, and first fraction, what is the number of numerator? Number 2. So shaded 2 parts. Another fraction, number 4 in numerator, so shaded 4 parts in this fraction. 1, 2, 3, 4. Which greatest fraction? When the number in denominator are the same, we compare the two numbers in numerator between two fractions. What is the greatest number? 2 parts or 4 parts? 4 parts more than 2 parts. So 2 eighths less than 4 eighths. Number 2. Number 2, draw a model and compare 3 sixes and 5 sixes. This model number line represents 3 sixes in first number line. This so shaded of 3 parts. Second number line represents 5 sixes. This fraction shaded of 5 parts. Which is the greatest part? 3 parts or 5 parts? 5 parts more than or greater than 3 parts. So 3 sixes more than 5 sixes. Number 3, solve on your own. Exercise number 4, 3 thirds and 2 thirds. First fraction, this model fraction shaded of 3 parts because the number in numerator is 3. Second part, third part. Second fraction 2 over 3 or 2 thirds shaded of 2 parts because the numerator is number 2. Which is the greatest fraction? 3 parts or 2 parts? 3 parts greater than 2 parts, so 3 over 3 more than 2 over 3, and we know that 3 over 3 equal 1. Number 5, solve on your own. Challenge, draw models of the following fractions using a circle, bar, square, or number line. First fraction 5 over 10 or 5 tenths. First fraction 5 tenths. So shaded of 5 parts because the numerator equal 5. First part 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5 parts. The fraction 8 over 12, solve